On the first day of class, we write on the board the terms Chicano, Mexican, Mexican-American, Hispanic, Latino, and I feel like both students from those backgrounds and not from those backgrounds walk around the world without a sense of confidence about their vocabulary, about those things which affect our lives. What makes this class different from some of the other classes that I teach is that emphasis on the comparative aspect. So we learn not just about Mexican-American experiences, but also there's a lot in the class about Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican experiences, and history, and then Cuban Americans, and so teaching the students about the distinctions between these different ethnic groups and what kinds of different histories contribute to the way that these groups have lived in the U.S. for centuries.
One thing that I think is really going to stick with me is just sort of the different terms that are used when referring to people of Latin American descent, whether Latino, Latina is correct, or Chicano, Chicana, and when to use those terms, when to use Mexican, and that kind of thing. That's going to really stick with me when I leave, because I've always wondered about that.
One thing I've learned is how much Latin people have been oppressed, and just how our government is kind of taking advantage of low labor markets. And it's something that you traditionally don't learn in a normal class or even a history class.
One of the things I love about teaching this subject is I feel that the students who come from these backgrounds really feel affirmed for who they are. And I think that for students who don't come from those backgrounds, it's empowering to have some information with which to encounter that Latino person that they meet, to know something about their history, their culture is actually also empowering and beneficial for them.
I love the way she teaches. She talks not just about like giving facts and quotes, but she also like goes deeper into it by bringing in poems and other more creative aspects of the class, which I enjoy very much because it helps me learn and understand at a deeper level.
I grew up in Sacramento. I participated in these programs that required me to be bused, and I went to schools with very few Mexican kids. And the Mexican kids that were there were really picked on a lot, and then the majority of the other kids were white European American kids and Asian American kids. So I think I, from a very early age, was really, of course without having at all the language for it, but was really grappling to figure out grappling with those kinds of issues about how am I similar to this person, how am I different from this person. And I know that for me, in terms of my intellectual development, the moment at which I stopped feeling ashamed about who I was like a really important moment and really changed my life in terms of the kinds of things that I could do intellectually to affect change, those kinds of things. So I feel like that possibility exists with students too.